Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. All right, looking at the NQ here. Trying to see, we had an area here where sellers obviously showed strength previously. I'm on the 120 range here. All right, there's a flip. Let's see. What stop's got to be right here. Let's see if we get a little push down here. Oh, whoa, shit. I'm still in a trade here. Shit. Fuck me. Fuck me. Nailed that for 30 points and it did not fill me right there. Damn it. God damn it. Filled my leader account and did not fill any of my, didn't fill my cash, didn't fill any of my funded accounts. So pretty much really small loss on all the accounts there because I couldn't flatten the position quick enough. Frustrating, 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 frustrating. All right, let's see where they... No strength here. Way to start off the morning here. Leader account took 30 points of profit. None of my accounts got it. So ES practically just tapped right into our red band up there. We got support again from the green zone. Be right back. All right, still no reason to change any of this red zone here yet. See if we can get a flip here. Doesn't look like it's going to give it to us. Sellers look like they're losing strength here a little bit. Still in a sell zone. On the 60 range here, just looking to see if we can get a retracement up to the 544. See if we can get a flip here. This closes red, I will take a short. Nope, not yet. All right. All right, so here we go. Seller, buyers finally showing some strength here. Sellers defending again. Let's see if we can get a flip here at the 524s. Target's right at 11 3/4, just right at that zone. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Give me a push. back. Some kind of sloppy trading here today. Did get a great confirmation there. Probably had about, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 points of profit on that trade. Let's see what kind of reaction we get here at our reaction band. Looks like we're just staying in the range right now. Buyers defending where they need to defend. Sellers so far defending pretty good where they need to defend. Good amount of liquidity sitting right here at the 500s. Let's see if they can break through that, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get here at our band. Got to get through the screen zone here. They could close this red here. We can close out this green band. They're still fighting. And then 500 is going to be a pretty big absorption right here. Okay. I did pretty quick work of that. And I mean quick work of the 500s. No reason along here yet. Just going into strength here. But a lot of liquidity right here. That's a big flip. Morning, Nate. Yeah, AP, that's the way it goes sometimes, man. Okay, so this was pretty much the buyer's line in the sand was right here, right in the middle of my reaction bar here. So if I can we can overtake these buyer strength here, I would have no issue taking a short off of this reaction band, but it's just it's gonna have to kind of make some sense here. All right, I'm dropping down to the 60. Okay, still showing strength. All right, now sellers are coming in. Let's see what they got. So I'm looking for a short off of this reaction band. So, you know, either a breakthrough and a retest and then down to the downside again here. Can't short into this yet because the buyers have still shown strength here. All right. See if we get some positive delta with a red footprint. I will take a short. They're trying. I'm still looking at my 120 range footprint too. Right now I'm on the 60. Let's see if anything here can make some sense. All right, so that was a little flip there for the sellers. Okay. Buyer's still defending. Just a little sweep here of liquidity. Just going to show you the 120. Nothing's really changed on the 120 here. Nothing to change here from red to green. Sellers defending still. Just increase this to account for, no, that wasn't a flip there. It's right there. All right, let's see what, buyer's still having a hard time here. Seller's also having a hard time getting through. Okay, seller's definitely showing more strength here. Now they just got to break through it. Just looking at the big picture here. Back to the 120, just to see a little bigger picture here, a little slower. I haven't done anything to adjust my red seller's band here yet. As you can see, seller's still defending this area. Just can't really take a short here because this area has been very well defended by buyers, so this is pretty much fair value right now. Back down to the 60 just to see if there's anything scalpable. Again, I'd want to see strength coming out of here. Or let the buyers show me that they've got, this is their line in the sand. As of right now, they're not. So 2 trades today. Took a trade probably a minute to 2 minutes into the open. Took a short. My leader executed at TP for 30 points. None of my cash accounts, none of my funded accounts filled. So by the time I flattened that position, it was practically break even, down maybe, I don't know, like 10 or 15 bucks per account. And then took a quick long, was in about 10 points of profit, and took about a 9.5, 10 point stop. But again, just take a look at the bigger picture. It's pretty fucking ugly. Actually, kind of a little weird formation here. And you can see sellers, buyers trying, sellers just, you can just tell by the wicks. Sellers have been fighting all day. Now they might give up and this market could rock, but as of right now, no one's really shown me any indication of being the boss man for the morning. I'm on the 60 range right now, so I'm on a 20-point ATM. If I got into a trade, depending on the entry, you know, looking at about a 15 to 17 point stop with about a 20 point TP. Okay, finally getting through this area. I'm waiting for a trade setup. That makes sense. Obviously looking for shorts right now. See if they can flip this here. Not yet. Buyer's trying to hold it up. If this closes red, I will take a short. Still negative delta here. Can't really short there just yet because of the strength right there. If we break through, I will take this short. All right, give me a little bit of a retracement. Give me a retracement right back up to here. Come on. This is a little unfortunate here. We had a flip here from buyers. Got a flip great from sellers is what I was looking for to short. Just couldn't really, didn't feel the best. Shorting right into strength right there. If we get anything close to this gray box here, I could take a short from there. Big level down here too now. Motherfucker, man. Again, trade idea all right. Just no decent entry. Sometimes ask and you shall receive. Let's see if we get what we're asking for here. close enough. Let's see if we get our 20 points here. Stop's okay. Come on. Nice. Make sure we're flat. We are flat. Well, I guess some patience played out. Good trade. Just see the bigger picture here really quick. This closes red here on the 120. I'm looking for another short. Even though I know this is a pretty big liquidity area, but see if I can get a better price here. Big absorption there. $350s, that's pretty damn close. It's about 10 points only. Dang it. A little late there. Let's see here. This closes red with a green footprint. I will short it to the 350s. Points. Stop right there. Come on. Give me some continuation. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Quick pop here. Let's go. Man, it came right to the tick too. Let's go. Take that liquidity right there. Oh my God, right to the tick again. Right to the tick again. Jesus Christ. Let's go. Let's go. Don't do this to me. Come on. ay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Right there. Take it for the taking. Take it. Take it. Take it. Let's go. Jeez. Come on. You know you want it right there. Oh, fuck. Ay. Oh, my God. To the fucking tick, man. Twice. Oh, son of a bitch. Hard game we play here. It's a very fucking hard game we play here. How did the gnat fill me twice? Twice. To the fucking tick right there. That's exactly where my order was at. Oh boy. Well, I can cry about it all I want. It's not going to do anything. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I can't complain too much. So on this one, my leader did not close, but all of my funded accounts and my cash accounts all closed out, all got filled. So I can't bitch too much. Okay. All right, that makes me feel a little better. Let's bring this sucker down, because we ain't done. Let's take a look at the IB. Well, we know the IB should be right at the 350, right there. I'm telling you right now, there is a really big amount of liquidity sitting at the IB. It was predetermined. That wasn't because it came to the IB. It was been sitting there. Let's go here. Buyer show strength here. No. Okay, we're still looking for shorts. See if there's anything on balance that they left. Yes, I have looked at this area and I cannot find anything there. What's this hour in here? Look for something fresher. So initial balance is sitting at the 24,351. I took the trade. 3 out of 16 got filled. Okay. Well, my leader didn't. I could give a shit about that. And it made up for the... Well, not really, because that was 30 points of profit. I mean, this day could have been already plus 2 grand, plus 2,500. I just couldn't see how it could not have filled me right there. You know, I'm like, it tapped it twice. And one time, like, pretty solidly. Sorry, I was muted there. For those of you in the signal service that might not have heard what I said, so my leader on that last trade right here, my leader did not get filled, but all of my cash accounts, my funded accounts, all got filled. So super grateful for that. So the market taketh, the market giveth me back. Now there was an unbalanced pocket over here, right around the 467s. I just can't really pinpoint a decent trade opportunity out of it. Yeah, right around the 465s, even Bookmap's showing it. And again, every trade today in the right direction. You know, that's what I'm trying to do every single day now. Just take some good quality trades that make sense in the right direction. But again, looking at a bigger picture, so this is kind of what we were waiting for, right? We talked about this. We talked through this entire process on how, you know, where the buyers were showing strength at, where sellers obviously were showing strength at, and then my trade plan was a break of this reaction zone and get some type of confirmation to take a short. Finally was able to get really 2 of them, and both actually ended up working out. I guess this one in the end was in the wrong direction, but if you remember at that time, this was all green. This is where the buyers were all defending. And to be honest with you, we took 12.5 points of loss there, but we were probably almost the same amount of points in profit on that trade. And then this was my opening bell one that shows a 30-point profit, but this is the one where none of my none of my followers or cash account got funded. I'm sorry, got filled. And again, buyers haven't showed me anything to change any of this plot into anything green as of yet. So they just tapped into big volume area here. This is where I was looking to possibly take a short. I just really couldn't find a good entry, so I'm just going to skip it. Yeah, that right there would have been a nice one, but just having a hard time with entry there. It seemed like they balanced this out pretty well. So again, we got the IB at the... Well, let's just make sure that this IB is right at the... 352. 352. We got another liquidity zone right here at the 369. Happy I didn't decide to... I'm happy I listened to my... You know, we might get a flip here, but again, it just, to me, seemed very balanced out, so... Could be an area where we kind of churn a little bit here. Again, if you guys have been watching my videos, you guys kind of understand when I'm talking about momentum. It seems like the days are just become a grind where, you know, just a few little things, a few little small little tweaks, you know, a point here, a point there, you know, maybe an extra point down on that initial, the open bell trade. Maybe everything fills. It's a completely different day at that point. You know, a few stops or a few take profits that miss by a point. So it's just those little tiny things that can really make, or, you know, make a day, a momentum day into the profit zone. It just seems like I've had to really fight for every single dollar. I guess it would have been a good short, huh? But as we can see, sellers have been in control for the good past hour. I got a question with Michael. Rob, when you were using Replicanto, did you have fewer of these copy trade issues? I'm actually using Replicanto. So I am currently using that. And to be honest with you, in years of trading with Replicanto, I did use Affordable Indicators trade copier for a while. And I'll go into a little bit what I think the pros and cons are there between those two trade copiers. I really have not seen any issues with Replicanto, which is the reason why I kind of went back to it, because it was very stable. So not the greatest answer, but I think today, I don't know if it's a fluke or what, but those have been two really bad fills. And the reasons why I kind of selected, so right now I use, you don't see it on screen, but I use the entry management system from Affordable Indicators, which I gotta say is pretty fucking awesome. And again, it's a little difficult because it's off of screen here. Let me see if maybe I can bring one over here. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. So basic things that, a lot of other programs have, obviously buy click, sell click is, if you want to put a limit order wherever you want on your chart, your ask bid market, this is no big deal. Break even, no big deal. Majority of the entry management. Where I think it really shines is it's got a feature here to, and I got the ES, which I only have 2 ATMs for the ES, but I could switch between ATMs extremely fast. Just by a click of the button, I can go through my ATM. Now on my NQ, I've got a 10 point, a 15 point, a 20 point, and a 30 point ATM all set. So you can switch between ATMs very quickly. And another huge feature that Ninja does not do is if you're in a window, okay, and you've got multiple tabs open. So I've got tabs here for all of my different ranges on my footprint charts. I can have a different account set in different tabs. You can't do that in Ninja at all. So in Ninja, the window that you're in, regardless of how many tabs you have, will only allow you to have that one. Let's make sure. Will only allow you to have that one account for all the windows, for in that window for all of the tabs. And that, if you're trading with different groups or you're trading with different accounts, that is a huge pain in the ass. So Affordable Indicators does a really good job of that. As you guys can see, if I go into a trade and I set my ATM on a limit order, so let's say down here, if I set my like a limit order right here, well, I took the preview thing off. I should have left. I should have kept. But my preview would show the ATM, the TP, and the stop loss, and I can actually adjust TPs right from here. Again, something that you can't do in Ninja at all. So it's pretty nice. And I took the preview thing off so it wouldn't be bothering me. I just got to set it now to 0 seconds of preview, so it still shows me that, because that's important to me. Because like on my signals, it's really easy for me just to take like a 15-point ATM, put it at the entry, and then I just adjust my stop losses as it is. Whereas in the Ninja ATM, it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to adjust your TPs and stop losses until you're into the trade, or unless you do a custom ATM for every single trade scenario that you're looking for, and I think that's a pain in the sack. Okay, so finally here now, so buyers have shown somewhat of a backbone. right here. So we will mark this out. I highly, I don't want to say endorse, but I highly believe that the Affordable Indicators entry system, and I know there's free ones out there with not the Predator guy, the Trade Saver. He's got an entry management thing that's in there as well. I believe when I first tried it, it was a strategy, and I didn't like that. I think he's changed that since then, but I haven't messed around with it. So, and you guys can see here where, you know, we draw this green box here. We know where the sellers are strength. They show strength again in this red area. So again, if you just kind of map this out every day, just on your higher time frame of the 120 range footprint, you get a really good indication of where buyers and sellers are kind of at. And hopefully keeps you in the right direction on most of your trades. Are they all going to be right? No, but for the most part, it'll keep you in the right direction. Okay, so let me get back to then the trade copier. The trade copier, Affordable Indicators has a trade copier as well. I have it. And when I first started my stream, I was using it. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Well, my ninja went away. That's the second time this morning this happened. Well, my Ninja crashed once again. Happened to me in pre-session. So all of my, at least all of my red and green bars are gone. So, but I can work on that pretty easy because we know it was right here, right to here. I just gotta let these charts load. They're gonna be a little laggy right now until they fully load because I've got about 20 charts, maybe more. And then this red section went pretty far, but let's see where it was, what the origination was from. No. So we gotta go all the way down here. Oh, it seemed kind of far. I don't think it was that big. Where the hell did the price action go? Oh, no, I was right. Alright, let's make this, load that red. Okay, let's break this up. Back to price action. And this is gonna go down just a tad. Right there. Okay. Let's see if that looks right. I don't believe that this was all red, but I think the red, yeah, it might have been up to there. Okay. And then we just gotta get our IB set, which is at the 52s. All right. Okay, so they did leave this little area right here unbalanced for buyers. So that's going to be a good spot for us, not to take a trade, but to kind of see what... so I'm going to switch now just down to the 60 at this point, and I'll just keep my 120 on the other side. Because now it's about 10 a.m. already, so... we can kind of get into scalp mode here a little bit more. So again, I've got this shaded area here from the 412s to the 391s. So about a 20 point, 24 point area here that they left unbalanced. The buyers did. So this will be a good indication here now if buyers still get support from here. And we might start switching some of this from red to green. Because already they have switched this down here to green. Well, let's see if they can continue. And again, typically, you see a nice break of structure, and then we could start to, see maybe where the bottom might have been at. So AP saying that he uses the Predator and can't trade without it. You should see the new updated version. There's nothing like it. So let me know if I'm right about this. I know when the Trade Sabers entry management system first came out, it was strategy based. So you had to load it as a strategy. Is that still the case, or is it indicator based now? If anybody can answer, that'd be great. All right, Joe, take care. So I know there was a question still about the Replicano and the affordable indicators. That's where my that's kind of where my charts took a dump. Let's just see here really quickly. Okay, no real reason to change any of this yet to green. We're still short kind of bias here until we see something otherwise. So affordable indicators, their trade copier, I think, has 1,000. It's got a lot of bells and whistles. It's got 1,000 different options that you can choose from. It's got great trade management for your funded accounts for evaluations. It knows, you know, if it's an Apex or Lucid or, you know, and adjusts for your trailing drawdown. You can set them to, you know, when you hit a profit target for the day. You know, okay, well, looks like buyers are finally showing some strength here. Let's see if they can flip one of these candles here with the negative delta still showing green, and then we could flip some of this to green here, which kind of leaves us to think that this might be the could be the bottom, but we'll see. We need a lot more. We're gonna need a lot more indication of that. So this is a great, so now we can flip this. This is a great continuation model to the upside. Again, I just can't long into strength at this point, but let me just move this just a tad. Move that and get this guy all the way over to here now. And this now has, now the buyers have started to take hold here again. And then let me just fix this guy because this guy got moved. And now we've got a different scenario, because now we've got an area that buyers has shown strength down here. And now we can take a look at a possible scalp if we can get down here to the 24,401s. We also have a very nice area that we could take a scalp from right here, right in our reaction band. I know it's a little hard to see, but the 483s would be a great area for them to come back and retest. And they're continuing their strength. So this goes up one more. This goes up. Obviously we have a flip here. And they're on a boogie. They are on a boogie. So now I'm just going to map out some areas that that they've left kind of unbalanced, to kind of see maybe if we can possibly find scalping opportunity from. No, they just went through one right here. They just bounced right off of that. Okay, that's a good indication. So bigger picture, the NQ is what it's looking like right now. I think that's so ugly, but. And then our initial balance high is going to be sitting right here. Okay, so high is at the 61.25. Okay. Just to make that a little easier to see. Okay, they still got a lot to work through here on the, you know, this is where the sellers were showing strength early on in the morning. That's why this green and red really helped me, because it gives me clear visuals on where I can look for setups for shorts and for longs. The only problem here is that I don't have any green to work with. So let's just see if they have powered through anything else here. No. So a good healthy retracement for me would be down to the 24507s. I've got a good 30 to 40 points of green to work with. So this would be a really nice spot. I can probably drop down to like my 30 range and see if I can take a scalp from here. So yeah, the affordable indicators has a lot more options than Replicanto. Replicanto is very basic, but I found it to be a little too much overload on, like, not the system, but just everything seemed to be a little bit slower. That was my only, and I brought that up to them because I thought that was really my only complaint. Even their entry managements, to me, this is just my personal belief. I feel like when I'm using just a regular NinjaTrader chart trader, so that little pane on the right-hand side of the screen, I feel like my order executions are actually quicker than affordable indicators order entry. So, and I know that's a big deal because, I mean, that's your fill. But for me, the positives outweigh the negatives as of right now. But Replicanto's just been pretty bulletproof for the 3+ years that I've used it. So I did switch back probably in November, December. So I use Replicanto for my trade copier, and I use affordable indicators for my entry management. It's under strategy, but it's not a strategy. No. Yeah, no, I know it's not a. I know it's not. I know what you're saying, but I don't like the fact of loading. And here's just, this is my opinion. The reason why I don't like using indicators as strategies, meaning that you come in here and you type in a strategy. If for any reason you close out of a trade by hitting the actual close button on NinjaTrader, the strategy goes away. It disengages. And, you know, sometimes you could be ready to click on a button and the strategy's, you know, well, I guess it would only show up if it was loaded. I just wish it was just an indicator based, but I understand why he's uses it as a strategy. He gets a lot more cool functionality out of it, but I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I do watch he's, you know, I subscribe to the Trade Saber channel, so I do see his when he posts videos. It's funny because he did an example of, you know, the Predator coming up with a strategy, and it was my 15-minute Rob reversal strategy to the T. So I thought that was kind of funny, but speaking of that, let me go into my workstation and let me do workspaces, save. So now that my Ninja platform has crashed twice, in the same day, and it did the exact same thing. It just went away. The rest of the computer was fine. All my other applications were fine. It leads me to think now that I'm going to have to do a fresh install of NinjaTrader tonight, and that is daunting. That is daunting. All right, so we can make another adjustment here. So you can see buyers still, they've got this right now under control, but they are going into some areas that might be a little difficult for them. Again, right now, the cleanest unbalanced volume area for me is at the 24,507. And it's in this region that sits at the 511 to the 500s. And I'm going to remove that and that. Don't need him anymore. We got IB sitting up here at the 24,661. Still cooking. So just curious, anybody purchase any of the new Apex account options with the end of day, or just let me know in the comments what you guys are kind of going after. If you're still trying to get maybe the cheaper price with the intraday trailing drawdown, or if you're more intrigued with, you know, spending about $10 more for the end of day. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's got to be something. There's got to be some kind of code or something that's not. But man, just thinking about tonight having to do this is going to be, because it's everything, man. It's all of the indicators. All the footprint charts. Everything is formatted for YouTube perfectly. don't know, maybe I could try like their repair. But well, nice little reversal here, kind of off that liquidity area right here that I had mapped out at the 24,369. It's pretty pretty ballsy move there. And really no retracements at all. I mean, it's just been pretty much a straight shot. So I think they've got a target. And it's probably going to be the initial balance high and this reaction band that we've got sitting up here. So now what's it? I left Apex a long time ago, tried it again yesterday for the new end of day. I don't think Apex is cheaper. They're still charging you for the fee to go funded. I'll stick with Lucid. Yes, I mean, Lucid and Lucid, when you compare a Lucid like a Flex to an Apex 50K funded with the PA, let's say you get funded and you get the activation fee. They're pretty much the same dollar amount. And then you know, as far as like the actual rules for payout, I guess I would have to also agree that Lucid to me would be a little bit it's a little bit easier because there really is no consistency. There's just the 5 trading days of profit that you need to make, and then after that really it's whatever your account balance can get up to. You know, you could take your payout at 50%, which again is pretty close to the Top Step model, which why I'm pretty high on Lucid as well. But again, Apex just gives you the scalability of the 20 accounts that nobody else really allows. Okay. I'd like the market to give us some kind of retracement. I mean, it's just been in a go zone here for well, I guess since about 9:30. I would think that, you know, you kind of have to catch some fuel here, knock out some stops. Unless they built up enough position to close out auctions up here. It just, to me, it seems like they would need to kind of rest and pause here a little bit. Maybe a nice little healthy pullback. All right, I'm gonna go freshen up my coffee. I'll be right back. Don't leave. All right, I'm back. Reinstall needed, organize, take screenshots before, and yeah. It's just like all of these screens have different panels. I gotta get all of everything formatted right. Not looking forward to it. All right, let's see here what the IB want to show us here. So I will split screen. So you got the 30 on the main, and then you've got the 60 range up here on the right. I should probably put a... Let's see if I can do this here. Well, let's concentrate on what's important. But I could probably put a watermark over here as well. Just gonna go a little bit bigger picture just to show you guys here something. So we do have a little unbalanced volume area here at the 24,584. So we can see here if we get a little retracement, I'll go down to my 30 range and see if because we've got about 30 points of room here currently in the green zone still. Don't think that they have haven't flipped anything here yet, so this could be a little area of interest for me. So I'll stay on the 30 there, and then we'll 30 in the 60 range. And again, that level is at the 584s. I got on the scale this morning, and for those of you that have been watching me since pretty much November, October, you guys know that I made a few lifestyle changes to my diet specifically. So it's been 5 months now of no carbs, no sugar. Extremely reduced caffeine. Like, these are decaf. I do take one coffee of caffeine, and then I take one of decaf. That was a big deal. No Diet Cokes anymore, which is another huge deal. I was completely addicted to Diet Coke. My alcohol intake has been reduced to about 98%, 95%. And I cut out red meat it's been about 4 months of cutting out red meat, and got on the scale this morning, which I hadn't done since probably January, and down 45 pounds total, which is pretty crazy to think of what 45 pounds kind of looks like. Well, I guess AP says, what's the point in living then, Rob? Well, I guess the point is to live. I guess that's the point. So I'd like to be around for I got some blood work back in October, end of October, that was really bad. So, and I've been able to correct everything. Oh, there we go. That was a nice little spike. Nothing there yet. We're too close now to that zone, so nothing to do here yet. Let's see. But it was about a 10-point reaction from that line. Okay, good. Nothing to do there. Now let's go to the 120. So they've defended this area where they were defending previously still. This would be dirty if they don't even tap into any of the initial balances. Because now they're just, everybody that's going long now is, the stops are gonna start getting hit. Can't really long on a flip here either because, you know, we've got strong sellers up here still. So now at this point, the next area that I would be interested in is going to be the 24,507s. Again, I'm not sure if we get there or not. That was a huge stop run right there. So we'll see. We'll see if that's enough fuel for it to get up to the IB today, or the IB high. I know, AP. So now the funny thing is, you know, I go to my, like, I have been into my kids, they're doing a March Madness, like, basketball tournament that they do every year, which is actually really fun to go watch. So I had a lot of and it's a mix of all of the grades from, like, 4th grade to 8th grade. So they mix, you know, they put, like, 2 8th graders, 2 7th graders, 6th graders, and they kind of try to balance out the teams. It's super fun. So I got to see a lot of, like, the parents that I don't normally see when I'm, you know, either doing pickup or, you know, just in the normal sports, because my youngest daughter's in 8th grade. So first question I get from everybody is, hey man, did you start doing the Ozempic? Because it's kind of hard to believe that somebody could lose that many pounds in that, I guess, that short of a period. All right, so again, no surprise here. You know, this is where buyers were still showing strength. Can't long into this just yet. And hopefully once the weather turns here in Chicago, you know, I'd like to get out and walk. That's my favorite exercise to do, is walk, or obviously golfing, but that's not really, it's not super strenuous. But if you walk it, it's about 5.5 miles. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Keith. Okay, nothing surprising if we get a flip here, just because we are in that and the beauty of the footprint is it really shows you, you know, what the buyers and sellers are doing in real time. Like you can see that the buyers are attempting to push this up as much as they possibly can, and the sellers still are in an area that they want to defend. Now they tap back into an area that the buyers have already shown strength in. So could possibly see another flip here green. But as of right now, the buyers have they're just right now kind of being overtaken, but they know that they have some defense below them. Now we got to be a little careful here, because if this does flip green with the negative delta, then this green shaded area will increase to this top of this footprint chart here, okay? Which will make, if we do get presented with a short, which right now would be my bias, right now would be a scalp short off of the IB, but you're then going to have to take into account where this closes up, where buyers have shown strength, because again, we don't want to short into strength, but if it's enough room to get just that initial reaction that the IB typically gives us, it's kind of has to make sense. Or if the green gets too close, then it's a IB trade that I skip for the day, which is pretty much the setup I'm just waiting for right now. You know, I don't know when we get this retracement down to the 24,507s. And just another announcement for this Friday. It's going to be our cash profit giveaway day. So Fridays, I will be giving away to one of whoever, a subscriber to the channel on YouTube. As long as you're watching the stream, I will be giving away 5% of my session profits for the entire day on Fridays. So, for instance, like today, we're up 780, so that would be a $40 cash giveaway. If we make 1,500, it's 75 bucks. If we've got a $3,000 day, it's 150 bucks. No entry needed. All I just got to do is put in the keyword that I'll give you guys on Friday into the chat to be entered. So I just noticed Nordic asked a great question. Rob, do you plan on sticking to your strategy of making specific entry levels? Absolutely. You know, as when I trade, I'm obviously always looking for, you know, those areas of unbalanced volume that are super A+. So when those come out, those get put up on the chart as well with entry, take profit, stop loss. I think we've got a few of them above us. Let's take a look here. Oh. And let's put the 60 range there as well. So Nordic, I would say it's a combination of both. Okay, so just for context, the 120, we did again have another flip to the downside. So again, it's still an area where sellers are strong. On a 15-point ATM right now off the 30 range. I hope I had that IB set right. Pretty sure I did. Okay, yeah, came right through it. Saved us out of a bad trade there. Good job, buyers. Wow. Great job. So they do have a liquidity area sitting up here at the 792s. We'll be taking a look at. Let's just continue to kind of see what the big picture looks like here. Okay, looking at this area of the 661, 659 very closely once again. A little late there, and let's see how long that took for my entry to get entered into. This is a quick scalp there, but I wanted my entry to be down here. I mean, I clicked on it as quickly as possible too. Nice flip, 2 flips in a row right there. So we can leave that there, actually. All right, and then this now, we can get rid of this. Because this guy now goes all the way up to here. And then let's go to the 30 again. This reaction band, we don't need them anymore. We don't need the IB. What I'm looking for is that 659 area. They kind of actually balanced that out. Yeah, they did. They almost practically tapped into it. So not super high. Not super high. Kind of filtered this part out here a little. So got about 8 points on that scalp from the on the 30 range. Obviously, could probably taken it for a little bit more, but. So I think at this part of the day, I think my plan here is going to be, if you guys want to map this out, the 24,507, and then you can put yourself in a region of the 24,511 to the 24,999. This is going to be a very strong area for reaction. Obviously, we're going to need price action to come down pretty decent for there. And then let me just see if there's anything else here that... like this area is still pretty damn strong right here, where we can tap back into if the market wants to, continue to the higher side. We are going into some pretty decent volume up, up top by like the 780s to the 800s, and we do have this strong liquidity area here at the 24,792. So little things to kind of look out for here for the rest of the day. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I wouldn't say not the best trading. I think the direction in general was right again, and I think that's one of my main things on my objectives for the day. Took a little bit of a pause on my losers, and a little unfortunate I didn't get filled on that first trade for the 30-point winner. That was a little unfortunate, but I also did get filled on that smaller scalp for those 15 points, so I guess kind of even. Got some platform issues, I guess, to deal with tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I think for now, I'll see you guys here tomorrow for hopefully a good day of trading on Wednesday. All right, take care.